Hi, I'm Brand, and I love Lifetime movies.
Hi, I'm Patrick Serrano, and I'm a Lifetime movie expert.
Hi, I'm Dan, and I despise Lifetime movies, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well. Hello, everybody.
Oh, boy.
It's great to be here today. Patrick, you're back.
Oh my gosh, it's been too long.
It's too long.
It has been.
Too
We had to do
long.
some catch up when you called in. We had not talked to you in a long time.
Right? Yeah,
So.
it's like, wow, life goes on, you know?
Life
moves
goes on.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And we're back covering non-old school Christmas Lifetime movies, which is nice.
I'm so happy about that.
It's very nice. You're so happy about it. Are you, have you thought at all about, hey, Christmas is coming up?
No, because you're normal.
No, hold on. Let him listen.
Well, you know, Christmas in July did get me thinking about Christmas and before Halloween, you know, and I think I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that.
He's ready for it.
So
You're ready for that. But you're not dealing with it right now. Right? Like you're
right,
not like,
no,
yeah,
I
of
don't
course.
need to worry about it now, but mentally I'm prepared for the early Christmas that is early to some, but not to us.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Here's
Yeah,
a question
of course.
for you guys. Do we, what day does this come out? This episode? Wednesday? It's Wednesday today?
Wednesday the 14th.
What
today?
day do we talk about predictions for Christmas movies? Is that on
Yesterday.
Thursday's episode or is it Tuesday's episode?
I think it's Thursday. Hey,
Patrick, crazy thought.
When do you think the Hallmark's going to drop their schedule for Countdown to Christmas? If you had to pick a date.
The schedule is coming so soon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say August
Wow.
22nd.
August
Oh,
22nd.
Wow.
You know what we should do,
Yeah.
Brian? We should put Erin should get her calendar out.
Yeah.
And every day that somebody chooses, put their name and just guess beside it. So Erin should put Patrick's guess on August 22nd.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Does that sound like a plan, Erin?
Yeah, I think that's a good
Great.
idea.
Awesome.
Oh, she's got it.
I love
I like that.
I'm going to think about it.
Okay.
I'm going to get back to you tomorrow.
Get back to you, yeah.
And,
We'll talk
and
about
we'll
I'm ready. Like, there's something about schedule day that
It's
really
a big day.
But you know what's interesting, Patrick, is other than like last year, Lifetime schedule came out super late. But
Way late,
for
way
a
late.
while there, they were jumping the Hallmark gun. Like they were getting it out in like
true.
early August or
It's
whatever,
like a whole competition.
and it was like
Yeah.
a whole thing. And it seems like they've given up kind of.
They are chill now. They're like, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
Christmas is happening
I-
in December. We'll see you then.
I think they've come to terms with the fact that they can't.
They can't compete.
They can't
there.
compete.
That's not where they're best.
Well, and nobody wants them to compete, really.
That's right.
My thing is like the Christmas movies must do well enough for them to be like, hey, we should keep doing it, but not at
Right.
the rates that we were attempting to do it there for a while.
Yeah, waste of time and money. They have other things to develop. You know,
They
what I
did
mean?
like
we-
16 or something last year, which
Yeah,
was
they're
like
way
down.
They tried to compete.
Yeah.
They tried to go 40 for 40.
Yeah,
I mean,
which
they
is
just
crazy.
Can't do it.
They're just gonna keep doing rip from the headlines. We're back to school, so we're gonna have some high school, college-y movies coming up here in the fall. So that's gonna be.
I just
and there's
still
plenty
stand-
of true crime.
I
stuff.
just
True crime's
stand
popping
by
off.
the thought that Lifetime should do Christmas movies, but do them Lifetime. Like, don't try to do Hallmark. Try to do Lifetime. Make them edgy. Maybe a true one of the ripped from headlines, but make it Christmassy. Like, if I'm like,
Right.
if I like when I watch Lifetime movies, I don't want it to be the same thing as what Hallmark's doing. I want it to be spicy and different and have some edge. And at Christmas time, it's
Yeah.
like they lose all edge, and it's like I don't
mean,
get
the
it.
most famous Christmas murder, John Benet Ramsey. I mean, we should just do John Benet Ramsey, all different versions.
Wow, you
John-
want a bunch of
John-
different versions of the John Benet Ramsey story over the holidays.
It's like Shakespeare, you know. You set it in like the Salem witch trials, and then you set it in like the 50s.
Wow.
You know.
All right. Okay. I mean, it's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
Well, it's just so weird. Like Christmas, like
We're spitballing. We're
spitballing
yeah. This
here.
is basic. Yeah, we don't know.
But like the one we watched to close out the year last year, like It's a Wonderful Knife or whatever it was. I don't remember what the title of it was. It was just like it was really nice because it's like this is what I want from Lifetime. But then I also like occasionally get the cozy feels of the Christmas tree in the background. And I'm not like, we're not asking for like, it's something crazy. We just want like Christmas in the background of a Lifetime movie. That's all I want.
But also,
how many murder puns can we make?
Yeah.
You know,
on
a title.
Silent Knife.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't have to be knife. It can be any of them. Angels we have killed on high.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But that's actually kind of sad, though.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
But it's
killed with knife.
It's people named Angel.
Yeah, it's people named Angel. Yeah,
that's
you
exactly
get it.
right.
You get it.
Joy to the Kills.
No.
Joy. I don't know.
No. You'll get there.
How about this one though? How about this one? All I Want for Christmas is Revenge.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Thanks.
That's good.
Guys, and these are all free ideas.
This is spitballing. Like this is good, and we're just doing this.
Right.
I will say this, Hallmark, if you're listening, all you execs that listen to Deck the Lifetime Uncorked, those episodes.
You're talking to the Hallmark?
The Hallmark execs.
Oh, interesting.
If you could release that sketch on a Tuesday or Wednesday around noon, I think would work best for our schedule. And I know that that's important to you guys. So Tuesday or Wednesdays around noon, we would have time to cover it properly. And so maybe even a little before noon. Like if you could do like an 11 a.m. boy.
Well, last year they did like first thing in the morning.
I'm sorry. Are you guys not considered press? Are you not getting the press preview?
We believe it or not, Patrick, we don't get any of that stuff when they release that information. We'd love it. That would be great if we were just doing a bit here, but we're not. We are in the dark on this.
I think that they leave. It's mainly dark for everybody.
It's like a people exclusive.
That's right. So like I feel like typically like last year they went with someone else, but for a while it was Entertainment Weekly. For a long time it was the EW exclusive.
We gotta know somebody. Let's put out the network. Like all the double deckers.
Can you imagine if they went exclusive? Like, hey, Deck the Hallmark's going to drop it exclusively? That'd be amazing.
It'd be amazing for us.
They won't.
They won't.
They're
do it.
scared.
You won't do it.
They're scared.
They're scared.
Yeah,
they're scared about how successful it would be.
Philiana Ng, who got the exclusive for years, she's been on our podcast before. You would think she'd give us a heads up, but she can't do it. She's a journalist. She gets it. She knows how big of a deal this is. So,
Right. I'm trying to think of a pop culture journalist that I'm thinking of, but I have no reference of that in a movie or anything. It's
no. Yeah. Let's talk Miss Cleo, which was when this got announced that Lifetime was doing a Miss Cleo movie, I felt like I saw the headline everywhere. There was a lot of buzz.
I know Patrick was excited
about it.
Oh yeah, I love Miss Cleo, but and Brand, you don't know anything about Miss Cleo.
I don't. Everything I know about Miss Cleo going into this movie, I heard from you. I think at Bramble Fest or something. So
probably
this was like I knew the name Miss Cleo. I knew that she was a personality, and I didn't know that it was some sort of a lie, fraud. Scam.
I got to be honest. I know the name Miss Cleo, and I know how big of a deal it was when I was a kid. Like that was like the ultimate psychic hotline number to call. I don't know about the fallout. Like I didn't follow it when it all fell apart. So that's where I am. I'm somewhere in between.
You're going to learn about it today.
Yeah, I am.
You are going to learn
through the lens of Lifetime.
It's called Miss Cleo: Her Rise and Fall.
Oh wow!
So we see both. We see the da 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 da. It's like a roller coaster. Da 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 da.
Just like a roller coaster.
That's it.
Just like that.
The roller coaster of Miss Cleo.
That's right.
There you go.
Yes, and the movie stars. I'm gonna start with the not Miss Cleo names, and then we'll go to the Miss Cleo.
Okay.
So, stars Ian Bohen, Tawanda Braxton, one of the Braxtons.
Not Tony Braxton.
Not Tony. Not Tori. Not Tina. And then we have someone called the Lady Rage. Do you know about the Lady Rage, guys?
I don't know.
I did not. When I saw the name
Lady of Rage.
The Lady of Rage, I was like, what does that mean? Is that a production?
That's the actor's name?
The actor's name is the Lady of Rage. If
I
you
love
go
it.
to
I love it.
her IMDb, it's the Lady of Rage.
It's a real meta world.
When I saw the name, I was like, oh, is this a production company?
No.
Or something?
Right.
No, it's not.
No, it's a name. And I had a dream last night because I dream of you all the time, of course.
Cool.
You're
usually
welcome.
not safe for air, but
Oh
this was safe for air. IMDb, I dreamed that she changed her name on IMDb to like Tina Tiny or Tiny Tina or something.
Tina
and I
Tiny.
was like, oh my. I woke up today. I'm like, oh, her name must be different, and I looked up. It's still the Lady of Rage. So
you
we're good.
dreamed that the
If
woman
that's
who changed her name to the Lady of Rage
Changed it to
also
Teeny
changed
Tiny.
it from that to Tiny Teeny.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And it was one of those dreams where you wake up, you're like, was that real?
You immediately grab
You
your
know.
phone, Teeny Tiny.
Yeah, exactly.
When she puts a first and last name, like it's like first name, is it the lady and then last name of Rage? Is that how we're
I
splitting
think
this
so.
up?
I think that would
It's
be
like
how you would do it.
Lady Gaga. You know, Lady is the
Lady-
first name.
oh,
and Gaga
yeah.
is the second name.
Or the Lady of Rage is all first name and no last name.
Right.
Mm.
Well, so the Lady of Rage is an iconic rapper who should have been like bigger than they were.
Okay.
Like came up like Dr. Dre, like that era. So the early 90s, and like had a couple hits on like some soundtracks, and just kept getting bumped from the schedule. Like Snoop Dogg came in, and this is all West Coast rappers, of course. So
Yeah, duh.
not our, I was more of an East Coast rapper person. So the West Coast, I had to look this up. But
I've heard your tapes, Patrick.
No, listen,
you
yeah,
were
yeah,
great.
tapes
You
were
were great.
mixtapes.
That's right.
Yeah, you were ahead of your
Yes.
time.
So she got bumped because Snoop Dogg blew up, and they were like, "We got to get Snoop's album first." And then she's like, "That's fine." Dre did his album. It's like, "That's fine." Then, they got Tupac out of jail. They paid like millions of dollars to get him out of jail, and then Lady of Rage is like, I don't know if they're gonna be doing my album. And then they do Tupac. He blows up, and she just keeps getting pushed
Wow.
back, pushed
Oh,
back.
that's sad. And like
So
the
she
project
lost
was just
the
ready to
momentum.
go, but they didn't release
She was
it.
like, established the record label with Dre and was like the first artist signed. And
Oh, my
yeah, it just
goodness.
didn't happen for her.
You know
This
what?
is
That's actually
fascinating.
She's got rage. She's got
And
a reason to be mad.
And I gotta say, I don't know how much experience Lady of Rage had going into this movie as far as acting goes, but really, I thought really great actor, great performance by the Lady of Rage.
Right, because this is her first leading role.
Wow.
And she's her manager was setting her up by giving her like bit parts and stuff,
Yeah.
and be like, all right, we're just gonna get you working, and then we'll find the right role. And this was the role that they were like.
But hearing that
building towards.
hearing that backstory of corporate greed screwing someone over, it's a very interesting kind of parallel that she gets to play Miss Cleo. I think that's an interesting.
Wow, you've been hanging out with Alonzo.
Yeah, what in the world, Brain? Are you okay? Did you get enough sleep last night?
That was very
You were
eloquent.
did
just
not.
philosophical.
I, in fact, did not.
I'm sorry,
Deep?
eloquent.
Eloquent.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
I gotta keep it. I gotta bring it back down.
Too many
it was
eloquence in
eloquent.
the room. You know what I mean?
Also,
Right.
movie directed by Tim Reed.
Tim
Yeah.
Reed.
Tim Reed of Tim Reed.
Tim
From-
Reed of Sister
from
Sister.
Of Sister
Wow.
Sister. That's exactly right.
And he makes some choices.
He
starting
absolutely,
with
he absolutely
a
does.
very, very long intro, probably like 2-minute intro of tarot cards, like a camera panning on a tarot card and cheesy music.
Number
It was
one.
so-
I disagree. It was cheesy. I thought the song was a bop.
Number one sign you don't have enough movie in a Lifetime movie is a 2-minute intro.
right? And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
goodness, let's get to it.
That's tough.
So we of course do. We meet Miss Cleo. This is a true story, obviously, and there's a documentary on HBO which this is based.
Oh, nice.
So I've seen the documentary originally when it aired, whatever. And it's pretty true to form. So Miss Cleo is giving like an inspiring speech in her Jamaican accent, which I'm not going to do. I've decided no Jamaican accents on.
Were you
for
on the
me.
fence? Was there a world? Was there a timeline where you did the Jamaican accent for us?
I was practicing a lot with my dialect coach.
Okay.
And
Listen, Patrick's an actor. He's an actor.
They
And
advised me to not.
Okay.
They said cool runnings. Let's leave it there.
I just, Patrick, you're an actor, and actors got to act sometimes, and it's tough to know when not to do it. And I applaud you for thinking that through.
Yeah, man.
They also were like Jamaican, Indian. We can't really tell. It's like you're really not.
That's when you should definitely not. When you can't tell the
Sure.
difference between the accents.
But you guys, I'm an actor, and so is Miss Cleo. Miss Cleo's real name, or actual name, is Yori Harris. They call her Ree for short. And Ree is literally like doing this one-woman show. Miss Cleo's a character that she has created to a sold-out audience. Like sold out. The whole run is sold out. The producer's like, this is great that you're sold out, but you're behind on all the payments to everybody who's been working on the production. Like, you got to pay people first. And she's like, oh, no, I was going to pay them after the run. And they're like, that's not really how it works. And it seems a little shady, the production. Like, things aren't great. She got a grant to, like, do it as well. She, like, lied and, like, got grant money to fund this. And she basically decides that they're like pressuring her to pay, and she's like, I don't have the money. She takes her daughters and runs off, leaves the production high and dry, and takes the grant money and moves to Florida.
The thing I found interesting about this, Patrick, is that when this started, I assumed that this was something that she was putting together after the TV run came to an end, but she had already created this Miss Cleo character before the hotline stuff even didn't. She was trying, workshopping it here for this play that ultimately didn't come to be. But when it started, I was like, oh, this is one of those the here, and then we're going to go back and see how she got there. But no, this is just the beginning.
Yeah, and like she went to college for theater, didn't graduate. Like this is a person who had desires to be in the entertainment business and possibly wanted to be famous, and like was like that was like a goal for them, right? When she's in Fort Lauderdale, she lays low. She's like not trying to be in the spotlight. She's trying to duck out from all these people who are like, what the heck, you ran off with our money.
Right.
It's important here to note her mother lives, I guess, in the area, and they do have Jamaican heritage, so that's kind of where she pulled the inspiration for Miss Cleo from. But she's like in need of money. Like the grant money's running out. She has 2 daughters to put through school. She is a single mother. Apparently, this comes up later, her husband was a homosexual. And it said as much as a homosexual.
Is that how they say that?
They do.
Homosexual.
They sure do. Yeah, I loved it. I was like, that's hilarious.
She slips that. She's like having an argument with her mom. Like, I don't know, an hour into this movie, and she just slips that line in there, and I'm like, what? Can we get more of that story, like that past? That's interesting. That's an interesting development here that we don't get anything about.
The true story is not only was she married to a homosexual, Miss Cleo is also a lesbian.
Oh, wow.
In real life. She has since died, but she was a lesbian and came out like in the early 2000s. Anyway, so there's some little gay undertones here. She had a roommate at the top of the movie, like whatever. But not explicitly laid out.
Right.
She starts searching in the wanted ads. Remember the wanted ads? Did we ever have to use those? I don't think so, did
I never did. Definitely
no, I didn't, but it was I will say, I take that back. When I was looking for a job in St. Louis, Missouri in 2007, I was using every means necessary, and I did look at the want ads employment section, and actually delivered tried to sell frozen steak out of a truck door to door.
But you ate them all?
Because I wish.
I know you love steak.
No, I got caught in a car. I got hotboxed. It was a whole story. I don't have time for it right now, but it was quite a story. But yeah, that happened because of the want ad, the classifieds, the want ads. Yeah.
There you go. It was just refreshing to see like someone circling a piece of paper for a job. I was like, there's something really satisfying about like the circling of the job in red. Anyways, this is where she finds the
it feels like hope. You know,
it feels like hope.
Like when you circle it,
and you're like, this could be for me.
This is like, this represents possibility.
Yeah,
we don't have that now.
you don't see it in movies that much anymore. And it was actually like, I was like, this is really nice. Like, I don't know, something about it. Like, I was like, wow, I really like am feeling nostalgic for paper and circling things. Anyways, she hooks up with the Psychic Readers Network. It's a call center. The boss is like, or supervisor, she's like, this is not sexy time calls, so shut that down. Here's the script. Just read the script and do it.
Read the script. Yeah.
Do your thing.
Do you remember the rise of 900 numbers?
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Everywhere.
Oh yeah. Everywhere, and the naughty ones too. Like one time, I'll tell a quick story about college. This guy, it was at a party in our house. We would have parties all the time, and this particular keg night, someone locked themselves in my friend Sarah's room, and was calling 900 numbers on, because we had a landline in college for some reason, and was calling all the sexy numbers and like writing the numbers on the wall, like calling the operator, getting the numbers, and then writing the numbers on the wall, and then like just being on the phone. And we were like, get out of our house, please. Like, unlock this door.
How much money did it cost you?
I have no idea, but we did have to call and get the charges removed. Yeah.
They were expensive though, right? This was like, it was before my time, so I didn't really get to fully.
I've never called, but yeah, it was a substantial amount of money. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I've got no experience with them. I do remember them being all the rage though. Like I remember them being such a big thing.
Right. I feel like that I miss my calling. I would have loved to be like a call girl. So fun.
You would have been great.
Voice
or a psychic friend, because they apparently hire everybody.
That's true. The job vetting for the psychic phone network or whatever it's called isn't very. They don't care.
No,
if you claim to actually be a psychic, as long as you can follow the script, you're going to be good to go. We're going to follow the script. We're going to take a break. That's what it says right here. It says it right here in the script. We'll be right back here on Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark. You want to wait on something? No, cool. Great.
And then it says, it says we'll do it together.
Welcome back. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about the Miss Cleo movie, Lifetime. Patrick is here, and Miss Cleo just got a job at the call center.
Right, and she has to sign a contract at the beginning of her shift that says, I am certified as a psychic or something. It's some legal jargon. She doesn't really read it. She's like, whatever. And then she starts to really just get into character. Like, she immediately goes into the Miss Cleo character because it's more fun for her. She's like, I'm having fun with this, and she has the sayings we all know, like the tarot cards don't lie, and Miss Cleo doesn't lie either. You know, that type of thing.
You want to go? You want to give me one more of those with a Jamaican accent or no?
No. We've been told we can't do that.
I almost did. Call me now.
Yeah.
You're watching on Philo TV. Philo.tv/DTH. Patrick Serrano did raise the roof on that one. So
I sure did.
That's right.
You have to. You have to.
Call me now.
But we see a caller who's like a recurring caller, who's a singer, and they need encouragement about their singing. And that singer turns out to be Beyonce.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. Is it what?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
But we don't know. We don't know that it's not.
We don't know it's not.
You know.
It's not Beyonce.
She kind of reminded me of Maya, if I'm honest.
Well, there you go. Could be Maya.
Yeah.
Love Maya.
Could be Buster.
Anyway,
Could be
so
Job.
the call center owners, Steven and Peter, typical business owners, you know, they've got mullets. I think both of them have mullets, or
this is 90s, right?
Yeah, they've got the glasses, and they are like blown away by Miss Cleo's numbers. They think it's the not only is she the highest earner ever, they think that the office is the highest earning ever. They don't understand that it's just one person's earnings.
That's
you
right.
Know what I mean?
That's right. And Peter and Steven are these like classic, what you would consider now to be like a tech bro, like somebody who sees like this potential boom with these 900 numbers and like is just kind of throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks. So they had like the psychic line number, but they also had some other ones. But when they see Miss Cleo's numbers,
it's off the charts.
They are like blown away that one person could do this, and they decide to go all in on the psychic and specifically Miss Cleo.
So they meet with Miss Cleo. They're like, pitching her on like what they want, and she's like, I don't get it. And they're like, no, we want you to be like our brand ambassador, like our spokesperson. Like, we'll pay you to shoot a commercial. We'll see how it goes. We'll pay you like $15K.
It's a big number in the 90s for somebody just trying to make it. Yeah.
And she's like, sure, yeah, I'll do that. I'm an actor. I have experience. I can be a spokesperson, which is something I would say too. I would totally be like, yeah, absolutely. Why not?
One of the things I hear constantly when I hear podcasts with actors is almost all of them are like, I would 100% just say I could do something when I don't know if I could do it or not.
Right. But there's like some, moral ambiguity there too, right?
Very nicely done.
You're saying like, I'm a psychic and people are calling because they believe you can help them with stuff. Where's the line?
But you're playing a character. You're playing a character on a commercial.
Yeah.
How many commercials have had people that says I'm a doctor that aren't a doctor?
Right, like Dr. Oz and all that stuff. Right. So there is a disclaimer on the commercials at the very bottom that's like for entertainment purposes, blah blah blah. But is that enough? Are people being duped? Is the quandary of the movie, like, is Miss Cleo with her shady past liable for all this? And then the movie gets into like all the nitty gritty of that. Like from here.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's, she's obviously drawn to the 15,000. She's drawn, like she meets with these guys in this nice restaurant and they're going to buy her a steak and they get her whiskey. And she's like, this is like the life that this is like the life that she always thought that she would have.
A classic rise and like a really classic story you've seen writ large, like in like a Scorsese movie or something.
And like before
the only thing missing is selling your soul to the devil, signing the contract in blood, you know, that whole thing.
Well, that all happens, I think, behind the camera. But this like is very. She doesn't even want to really. She doesn't wait to hear the specifics of what they want. It's like, oh, you're getting me a ribeye and a nice glass of whiskey. This is the life. Like if there's more of this, I'm in. Is basically how it goes down.
And she blows up. Like the commercials are extremely successful. She gets on the talk show circuit, and we get a Jenny Jones actress here. I just want to shout out Jenny Jones because whoever the actor was had the voice down to a T. I used to watch Jenny every day. Jerry who? Jenny Jones. Yes.
Wow.
But I mean, what about our, I believe, Ricky Lake from South Carolina? That would
Ricky Lake, also one that I used to watch all the time. I'd be like, Ricky.
That's right.
I don't know Jenny Jones. I've obviously know of Jerry.
Jerry kind of took over that whole market, but like, Jenny Jones,
was
Ricky
it all
Lake.
the same type of shows, like just like having people just
pure trash.
Okay, great.
Pure trash.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, it's like reality TV of that era, basically, or YouTube or TikTok of that era.
Yeah, for sure.
So she's quite famous, and she gets hounded on the street by paparazzi.
Yeah.
The call center is like blowing up. Everybody wants to talk to Miss Cleo. And like her family is starting to be like, this is like kind of messed up. Like we're getting made fun of at school, and the mom's like, people are coming to my door and like asking me for refunds because their kids like called and didn't realize it cost money. You know, like they think Miss Cleo is running the business.
Yes, but at the end of the day, Miss Cleo is just like, listen, I'm able to buy this nice house. My kids can have a nice house to live in, and she just continues to believe. And I like the way that the Lady of Rage is playing Miss Cleo.
The Rage, as we call her.
Made me believe that Miss Cleo truly did just think of it as a performance.
Right.
Like this movie at no time was I cheering against Miss Cleo.
It doesn't blink. It doesn't ever wink and say, no, she was in on it.
Yeah, it just makes like she's a really likable character, and you just kind of whenever she's just like it's just a character. I'm just playing a character. You're like, okay, she really believed it.
Well, and she's looking out for herself too. She's like, I'm a businesswoman, and I'm trying to like make a success out of this. I want to have more creative freedom with the character.
Right.
I want to do books. I want to write a Broadway show. Like this is really hitting with the public. I want to take this Miss Cleo character and move her like to her own things.
Right.
And that really messes up the businessmen. They're like, oh no, we own you and we are not letting you gonna get out of this contract. They
Here we
write a
go.
new contract
Yep.
to like keep all the Miss Cleo properties under them because they're making $25 million a month. $25 million a month
with just the 900
Holy
number.
cow. And how much are they paying her?
They're paying her pennies.
Pennies.
Like,
Yeah, they don't
you
get.
know.
I don't feel like that was my biggest question. Is like how much did she actually make off of this?
Right.
Because it doesn't. It's like, and no, like aside from the house that she gets, which is a nice house, but it's not like a mansion. It's not like she's living a crazy lifestyle with like she's not. We never see her drive a crazy car or anything like that. That you would assume somebody that's Miss Cleo and the company's making $25 million, you would assume is living the high life.
I guess yes, but at no point does the disclaimer go away or the accent dropped, right?
No. Like,
so I know this is a movie we're talking about, not real life, but I don't know how she gets in trouble then.
okay, well
we're
we're
gonna
getting there
find out.
because
Okay.
Yeah.
the FTC, which I don't know what the FTC is. I know what the FCC is, right? What's the FTC?
Federal
Trade
Trade Commission.
Commission?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was like FCC, but FTC. Okay, so they are like going to do a class action lawsuit for people who called in who were misrepresented, and we're calling like nine states are basically like Miss Cleo's committing fraud.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is how I understood it. Miss Cleo would say, "Call now for your free reading," and on the screen there would be an 800 number. You would call that 800 number, which is a free number, and it would then tell you to, like, all the lines are busy, call this 900 number.
Yeah.
That 900 number would cost money. And
This is a bait and switch that happens with every Instagram ad ever.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
So, but,
Yeah.
People were doing this and not fully realizing because Miss Cleo was saying, call for your free reading. They weren't realizing that when they then call that new number, it is then going to charge them. That was my understanding of the
Interesting.
basic fraud that took place.
And even so, is Miss Cleo culpable for that, or is it
yeah.
the owners of the business?
The owners
you
of the
know?
business. Yes, exactly.
But they want to take Miss Cleo down because she represents the business, and it would be a better story.
She's the face of the business. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, we want to go for her. This is how it's going to go.
And I can understand that. Like, looking in, Miss Cleo is the only person you see. So you would assume, going into this, I assumed that Miss Cleo was the empire. And, you don't realize watching the TV and calling the number that how little she actually has to do with the business itself. Like, anytime she tries to meet with the two businessmen, after a certain point, they stop talking to her, like, don't come in the office. So it was a very, like, she doesn't have anything to do with the company is how it was shown to us.
Right. And they're like, we're a team. We'll stick together. Like, don't talk bad about us. And like, let's just get through this lawsuit, of course. But, then when it's time for Miss Cleo's portion of the lawsuit, they leave her high and dry.
Yeah.
She gets to talk to herself in a dream, which is fun. So we have like the Miss Cleo like in the call center. And
Is it Tiny Tina or is it Miss Cleo?
Right,
still?
right,
Okay.
right. Exactly. So she, Miss Cleo in the dream is like, call your lawyer. Oh God! I said I would do an accent.
No, this Miss
And,
Cleo is from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Call your lawyer.
Call
your lawyer.
Call your mom.
Call your lawyer.
And the
How you
lawyer
doing?
is like, hey, they want to see your birth certificate to prove you're from Jamaica. You have to like basically prove that you are Miss Cleo and you're a certified psychic.
What?
To get like through this lawsuit.
Dude, Miss
Because
Cleo got had here. This is not fair.
She really did.
I just had a dream actually, Patrick.
Oh, really?
I had a dream, and then in the dream, Miss Cleo told me that it's time
Take
to
a
go to break. Yeah.
Wow, maybe she is a real psychic.
I don't know.
And
I
call
bet
your
don't want-
lawyer.
We're gonna
Call
take a
your
break.
lawyer.
We're gonna call our lawyers, and we'll be right back here on Deck the Home. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're talking Miss Cleo, and stuff's about to hit the fan, Patrick.
Oh yeah, $44 million of stuff.
Wow.
Is what they want to get from Miss Cleo.
Sheesh.
I know. And I'm like, does she even have that? But
what year is this happening in?
This is like mid 90s, late 90s.
Okay.
I mean, it's been a good run. It's been a good run for her.
Okay.
She is deposed, and in the deposition, she pleads the fifth for like everything.
Yeah. She gets a lawyer on her own that is not
good
given to her. I don't know. It seemed like he was doing the best he could. He was not affiliated with the company. She got a lawyer herself.
Okay.
And so he's doing the best he can to try to protect his clients, who is being told by the company to, whatever she says, protect the company. So it's in a weird tightrope walk.
Well, and she tells them off in like a scene, Steven and Peter, and she's like, "I'm gonna go to the press. I'm gonna be the star witness against you guys in your case. So you better. I'm having a psychic prediction right now that it's not really gonna go well for you."
Nice.
And they're like, "Oh no." They decide to settle with the FTC for a $500 million settlement.
Holy moly.
Yes, and
so like the people that are like that called throughout the history of Miss Cleo were like getting checks in the mail for being.
This is wild.
Totally. It's like when Facebook did the face recognition without telling people, and then everyone got money for that.
I think we do know, like that was the most unrealistic thing about this movie was these people getting these checks in a timely manner. Like, like that would like it happened, and then you see people opening their checks and be like, "Yeah, this is amazing." Those people are old; they have grandkids now. That by the time they finally get the settlement money, good luck.
It's true. It is a groundbreaking case because it does make those deceptive claims like not tolerated on infomercials, and they have to really spell out everything now from here on out.
I got to be honest. I'm more fascinated by this than any episode of Deck the Lights Out in Court ever. I'm not saying it's the best movie, but from a story standpoint, this is very, very interesting.
Oh yeah, this could easily be one of your herstory episodes.
Of course,
that's what it's called. Yeah,
history herstory.
That's
that was the name we almost went with. History herstory.
Right.
History herstory herstory. It's the whole thing.
The public, of course, still makes fun of Miss Cleo, and she tells her kids, she's like, "Laugh with them. It's hilarious. I was a spokesperson using a Jamaican accent and doing all this crazy stuff, and that's funny, right? Like." We need to just like move on, have a tough skin, and she like looks like knowingly at the camera at the end, like leaves it up to the viewer to decide like how much she was involved in the scheme, and that's pretty much the movie. Yeah,
there you have it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big like questions that I had after it was like how, like. She wasn't allowed to do any more Miss Cleo stuff, even as just like a spokesperson, like do commercials as Miss Cleo because she doesn't own that character anymore. Man. So how did she?
I think she did do a parody of it on like Fuse network or something like that. Like one of those cable networks. They like got her like way after the fact.
Oh, interesting. But how did she did she get money for at the end of this? Like, did she get any money? How much money did she have to live off of from the initial run of Miss Cleo?
I think she just like made public appearances and just did like stayed out of like the like limelight as far as TV and movies, but just kind of worked off the people being interested in her story, and she died like early 2000 or no, not early
2015 or something.
Okay, not early 2000s
from cancer.
Which was rest in peace.
Yeah, but she was young. She was only 53 when she died. So
wow,
yeah,
fascinating.
I know. So now on the show, we either pour it up, which is like we would recommend, or put a cork in it, which means we would not recommend. And Dan, you used your imagination. You were interested in the story. What did you think about it?
I got to pour it up. There's no way around it. I think that there's so much interesting here. I think that it's a groundbreaking case. I feels like at the very least I need to go watch the documentary, which you guys said was on a different network, and I need to this seems like a really interesting story. So and you guys said that she did a great Lady of the Rage, Ms. Rage did a great job. I don't what am I to complain about here? This seems like a home run. I'm pouring it up.
Let me tell you one more thing.
Okay.
And just see if it changes your mind at all.
Oh, okay.
There, throughout this movie, and I don't for the life of me know why this happened, but there was clear profanity used in this movie that they silenced. And it was very weird when it would happen. And I don't know why maybe this movie was made and Lifetime said we want it and they couldn't cut it to make it clean. So they
Here's the thing, guys. Tim Reed, known cursor, known bad word sayer.
Yes.
Tim Reed on Sister Sister was dropping F-bombs every other sentence. And they had to bleep him out so much on Sister Sister. Tia and Tamara were like so young. They were like, oh my gosh, we didn't know all these.
Someone think of the children.
Existed.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. And so when he went in to direct this movie, he said, you take me or leave me.
They did both, actually.
They didn't.
Take me or bleep me.
They take me or bleep me is what they did both, actually. They took him and they bleeped him.
But they don't like do the beep sound. It's just silence, which is
silent.
It's more jarring and it draws more attention to it. And I understand there's only so much, like, you can't say certain things on TV. Like, it is what it is. But
I'm less confident now in my pour it up, but I'm going to pour it up still.
It doesn't happen a ton. But it happens in these really powerful moments,
dramatic moments,
where she's like calling them out on their BS, and then like it's just silent for a second.
Right.
That stings.
So that was a tough part of the movie.
You're right. Keep the swear words in, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would release
form.
the uncensored version.
Release the Cleo cut.
Release the Cleo cut. That's right. I'm pouring this movie up. I loved it. I found the whole story to be truly fascinating. I didn't know that there was a documentary, so I'm going to watch that now. Because I think the thing that intrigues me the most is, she definitely played it to where you were sympathetic with her. She definitely felt like she was playing a character, and how the human, like the brain, is so capable of tricking itself into ignoring all of the red flags. Like, this company's shady because I'm getting to act, and I'm finally getting this attention that I think I deserve. And so you can absolutely convince yourself that everything is on the up and up, even though in your heart of hearts, you know it's not. And I thought that the Lady of Rage played that perfectly. Really impressed by her performance. And I thought it was great. Really, really, really liked it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm pouring it up as well. I agree. Lady of Rage was incredible. I'm glad she's getting her moment in the sun to kind of shine in this movie and, maybe do other things. Emmys don't really consider TV movies in the TV movie category, which is annoying. But I feel like it would be a good submission, at least. Like, submit her for this Lifetime. And as far as like the story goes, like, they did air the Lifetime aired the HBO doc after this, so they got the rights to air it.
Oh, cool.
So that was nice. So for anybody who was curious, they could watch it like right after the movie. I saw it like 2 years ago. And this movie did a good job adapting that, I think.
Wow.
The script was good, director was good, like production was good on this. So
triple pour it up, guys. A triple pour it up, man.
So the documentary you can watch it on Philo, which is great.
You watch it on Philo.
Or you're watching this right now. That's great.
Fantastic.
I love that. That's great. Well, we did, everybody, a triple pour up for Miss Cleo. And I think that's all that you can hope for.
That's all you can hope for.
In this economy, a triple pour up is impressive.
Pour up.
Patrick, thank you for joining us once again. It has been too long. And let's do it again sometime.
Yeah.
We will.
Until next time, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. What? For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.